Hey guys, in this video we're going to convert between measurement systems, and basically what we're doing is we're either going from the US customary to the metric system or vice versa. Alright, let's get started. A building has a height of 15 feet. They're approximately 3.28 feet in 1 meter. So our ratio is feet to meters. So I'll set up a table. It says which measurement is the closest to the height of the building in meters. So I'll put a table, feet on one side, meter on the other. It doesn't really matter which side you go with, as long as you make sure that the feet side only has numbers that relate to feet, and on the meter side, only numbers that relate to meter. So the 15 feet would be on the left. Okay, now because it's multiple choice, I've never met a kid that wants to do all this math. So if you're taking the 7th grade STAAR test, it would be pretty ugly. So I'm going to go ahead and use a compatible number. So instead of 3.28, I'm actually just going to use 3. So 3 scaled by 5 gives me 15. Scale 1 by 5 to give me 5. Well, there is no 5 because there really wasn't a 3. It was 3.28. So my real answer will be a little less than 5. So that obviously would be A. You can definitely put in a calculator 15 divided by 3.28. You would get 457, but in 7th grade, we're not allowed a calculator. So I just try to make it a little easier to find the answer. I haven't ever seen this problem a griddable. All right, let's do another one. It said the length of a ruler is 12 inches. They're approximately 25.4 millimeters in 1 inch. Which measurement is closest to the length of the ruler in millimeters? All right, so we're going to set up. We're comparing millimeters to inches. So that means on the left side can only be millimeters, and on the right side can only be inches. So you look on the right, the 12 has to be on the inches side. Well, I'm trying to get from 1 to 12, so I'll scale that by 12. So I'm supposed to scale the right side by 12. However, we're just going to use compatible, friendly whole numbers. I'm not saying this is how you should do it, but I feel like if it's multiple choice, let's try to make our life easier. Oops. Okay. Is there an answer close to 300? Yep, that would be C. All right, let's see if there's one more. Okay, I'm going to suggest that you pause the video, try to solve it yourself, and then come back. All right, guys, well, hopefully you figured out that we are comparing liters to gallon. It says during 1 month, Andre used 785 gallons of water in his home. There are approximately 3.8 liters in 1 gallon. Which measurement is closest to the number of liters Andre used during the month? All right, so we're going to set up a table. I can put gallons on the left, liters on the right. It doesn't matter as long as we are consistent. So it's 1 gallon to 3.8 liters, and we need to get to 785. All right, so 3.8 is actually closer to 4. So I'm just going to change this to 4. I'm not saying this is what you should do, but it is multiple choice. So 1 becomes 4 by scaling it by 4. That means I'll scale this by 4. And so it's 785 times 4. So my answer is 3,140. So the only one that's the closest would be C. Hopefully you got the same answer. If this helped, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.